Hi guys, it's another episode of G Money Outdoors, and today I'll be talking to you guys about spinnerbaits. My favorite lure to throw from late spring all the way to early fall, and right now it's midsummer, so in Wisconsin, so I am throwing spinnerbaits about right now. I always have them tied on. And the types of spinnerbaits they come in different types. Here is a dual willow blade, which has willow blades are these type, have a little longer and they're more narrow, and Colorado blades like this one here has more wide, and these will send off more vibrations, which these will send off more flash with them. So if you're fishing clear water, you want to send off a little bit more flash. If you're fishing dirty, you want to fish those and slow, and they'll send off more vibrations. So the dual willow blades, and there's a kind of in between the dual willow blade and the dual Colorado blades, like we have here. Dual Colorado blades, which are, we have one willow blade and one Colorado blade, which these are nice when it's not clear where you can see down 5-6 feet, but you can see down a good 2 to 3 feet. And these send off flash to attract fish, but they also send off a little bit of vibrations to tell where the fish are at, so where their bait fish is at. And so those are the types. And when I like to throw each type, this one, when you always want to throw them when there's a little bit of chop on the water. You don't want big waves, but just a little bit of chop. And you don't want to throw them in dead sun. If you are going to throw in dead sun, you want to use the dual willow blades if it's clear water, and because you want a little bit of clouds in the sky. But I like to throw these same situations, just water clarity is the big difference maker, and I'll reel these fast under 1 to 2 feet below the surface, because you don't want the fish, if they see this metal part and all these beads, it doesn't look like a bait fish, so you want it to make it as realistic as possible. So you want to reel it faster, but with these, you're going to reel these above weed lines, and you're just going to roll them right on top of them. So reel them in nice and slow on top, or if it's not a lot of weeds, you can reel them about a foot off the bottom, and just nice and slow. You can reel these slower because these will catch more water, and the blades will turn sooner than these where you have to reel a little faster to get the blades turning. Gold is going to set off more flash, as you can probably see by the light, but silver is going to send off just a little bit less flash and a little bit more vibrations. So I have all mine come with either a silver bottom or a gold bottom. They're just opposites. I don't throw two with the same colored blades, so it's just me. But those these all come in different colors. We have white, blacks, we got white and chartreuses, and yellow and orange. The blacks represent like leeches swimming through the water, shad, another shad one depending on what type of shad you have, like Cisco's, craws, like crawdads. This Sexy Shad color by Strike King is very realistic. So if you have shad that kind of look like this, throw this. And red, which I catch 50% of my fish on, is this red color, because just up where I live, because it looks like a bleeding shad, and it's a good meal for the fish. So that's a good one. These are more for northerns with the chartreuse. They like the chartreuse. I have no clue why, it's just they like shiny, bright things. And then we have a smaller size, which is heavier weight, so it'll get deeper, but if it's a smaller shad lake that you're fishing, or pond, river system, you'll fish these because of the size. But this is a heavy weight. This is probably a 3/8 ounce weight that's on here, 3 to, if not 3/4 ounce to a half. It's pretty heavy for the size of one, but it comes with a dual hook, because I have no clue why, it just does, because it's smaller, so maybe a better hookup ratio, I don't know. I've only fished this one once and I didn't get anything on it, so I like the bigger ones myself because we just don't have a small shed around where I fish. And the next thing I'm going to talk to you guys about with these is painted blades. These painted blades are nice. Like, you can get these. Strike King makes them with Shuxy shad blades. So it'll be the color of this, but on the blades it'll put even more flash off, and it looks like a school of bait fish. Just attracts the attention. These orange and blacks gets the attention of the fish, puts off a little bit more flash, and this has a little glitter on it, and it just puts off some more flash and really helps them. Painted blades for this one, I believe, yeah. Kind of looks like a spoon. This one's meant for northerns, and you'll just catch them because they like the shiny flashies of these. And when I like to tips, like what I do to make them perform better, is I'll trim the skirts. Like, I'm not sure if you can see this, but I have some shorter skirts here, some longer skirts here, and some ones that are in between. And that's just when, because you want to jerk it like once or twice when you're reeling it back and let it sink for a couple seconds, and that's when you're probably going to get majority of your strikes. This just puts off more skirt flare when you jerk it, and then it'll just let it sink, and they'll hit it usually then, or they'll hit it when you're reeling and starting to reel it back up. And that's what I do. I trim all my skirts besides these Northwoods ones, which are these three. They just, the way that they design their skirts, it's just thicker on top to cover the hook, but it's really, the skirts are spread out, and you don't, when you jerk it, they flare out naturally. I was debating, I had to fish them a couple times to make up my mind to trim or not. I decided not to, and I think that was the right decision, not to trim those. So if you get these Northwood ones, you can get them at your outdoor stores, but I would not trim the skirts. But any other ones that come, like where the skirts, you'll see they'll fold down in the water and they'll stick down when you reel it out, you want to trim those so that they just have more flare with them. And trailer hooks, some you can buy, they'll come with trailer hooks, like this one came with them. Strike King, they make most of theirs come with trailer hooks, and that's helpful if this is a bigger sized one, so I'm not sure, you probably get some better hookups, but I don't think they're necessary. This one came with them too. The only time where I will put a trailer hook on is if they're short striking the spinnerbait, which is if you see the skirt and the hook is here, they will be hitting just the skirt part or the bottom part of the hook, and you can't hook it when the sharp part of the hook is not in their mouth. So then I'll put a trailer hook on that'll extend the hook farther, and you can get the short striking fish. And the two types of trailer hooks are, you can buy them that have a little tube here, and this stops it. But the bad thing is these kind of sink down in the water, and so when you're reeling it back, they could get caught on weeds a lot easier. Or you can buy them in packs that already have the tubes on the hooks, which these you stick on, you just thread them, the black part, the little eyelid, and you just thread it through there, and they'll stick up like straight with where the other hook at, because they swim through the water like this, not like this, but like this, so they'll stick up and they just don't get caught on weeds as easy. And what I like to throw my spinner baits on is a 15-pound test. I feel that's fine in my area. I like to throw them on a medium action rod. Mine's 6'6", but if you could get a 6'10", that'd be fine. I would, because you get more casting distance. But I have a Silver Max Abu Garcia combo. Comes with a 6-to-4 gear ratio. I would get around a 7-to-1, 7-to-0 gear ratio, faster reeling in. But this works just fine for me. I found it on sale at Cabela's for $40, so it's a good combo. It works for pretty much anything. I can fish it. And it has a great drag system. So this would be fine. I catch plenty of fish on it. I have no problems with it. And I like the shorter rod. It's just easier for if you're pond fishing. You can carry it a lot easier. And if in your boat it doesn't take up as much space. So I like that better, the shorter rod. But if you want to, like you want better casting distance, 6'10", 7-foot rod would be plenty. So that's what I have today. And there's different weights that the heads come in. This is a 1/2 ounce, which will let it sink deeper. This one is a 3/8. This one's a 1/4 ounce, which will shallower. Then they come in 3/8, which I have a 3/8 around here somewhere. Here it is. Here's my 3/8 one, which is in the middle. I wouldn't get anything over 1/2 ounce because else you'll be fishing like 10, 12 feet of water. Which if you have to get down that low, they come in 3/4 ounces. But that's a heavy spinnerbait, so you can, but I don't think it's necessary on the waters I fish up in Wisconsin. So that's all I have for you today on spinnerbaits. Thanks for watching.